Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Band Trading Cards. And we have a guest for today. And he is the creator of a Canadian trading card game called Spells of Magic. It is on Kickstarter. The initial goal was to raise 15,000 Canadian dollars. And Spells of Magic has a total funding of 249 and 581 Canadian dollars. And it with 294 backers as of today. The Kickstarter will end on March 2. And yeah, let's welcome Christian Weaver. Hi, Christian. How are you?
Hey, good you. How's it going,
I'm
man?
good. I'm good. So, yeah, we're gonna go deep on a little bit. Sorry, not deep, but a brief explanation of the gameplay on how the card works. Different kinds of cards like creatures or whatever you have, crystals. Then you have the decks and how to play it on the arena. Okay, so please share us your screen and we're gonna go for that.
Okay, so here's kind of the rough breakdown on creatures up top, crystals on the bottom. So like the number one way to summon a creature is mostly through a crystal. So every creature has an attribute, which is right here. We got sand, earth, fire, darkness, wind, light, and water. And they've got all their crystals right here. So we got the sand, earth, fire, darkness, wind, light, and water. And there's more than just this. These are just what I've chose to display here today. So all of your creatures go in your separate deck, which is your soul deck. And then all of your magic goes in your magic deck. So it's pretty simple. You want to summon a creature, you just play the crystal that would summon that creature. And that's basically the gist of summoning creatures. So I'll kind of give you a little demonstration on kind of how it's done. So you would shuffle all of your cards up. And then what you do is you would also shuffle your soul. Both decks have to be shuffled. That is it is kind of how it is in the game. And you're always allowed to know what's on the top of your soul deck. So you're always allowed to know what's up there. But you're not allowed to do that for the magic. This is the one you draw from. You can never have cards from your soul in your hand. So we'll start by drawing 3 cards, and we'll say we're going first. So we'll draw for turn. You always draw for turn if you start the game. So it looks like we opened the perfect combination. We opened some white magic, we opened a black magic, and we opened an alchemy card. Now, during your turn, white magics are spell speed 1, sorcery speed for all the magic players, and black magic is spell speed 2, or instant speed, can be cast anytime. And alchemy kind of follows in the category of spell speed 1 at sorcery speed. So how do you play these cards? You're probably wondering. Well, it's kind of simple. They've all got it written down. If they don't have anything written down, they're free. So white magic has 0 cost. It's no resource to play it. You can just play it. Black magic, if you take a look right here, it says pay 2 blood. So blood is your life, okay? So you can play a bunch of black magics, but you must pay 2 as the cost of the card every time. And for alchemy, it actually says pay 2 blood, sacrifice 1 creature. So this is the cost always for every alchemy and every black magic card. So you must pay your blood, and you must pay blood and sacrifice a creature. So let's say it's turn 1. I want to play light crystal, okay? So I'll play my light crystal in my main phase, and I'm allowed to pick up my soul deck, look through it for a creature that would match the attribute of light, and I'm only playing Regal, so this would be the only target I would have. I would summon the Regal, I'd put the crystal in the grave, and then I would resolve any effect that Regal would have, and then that's how you summon creatures. Creatures have summoning sickness, so they can't attack, but they can activate effects or abilities as long as the requirement is met. That's basically the gist of like summoning creatures. Let's say they kill it. Well, I've got a black magic that just states to summon a creature from my grave. So I can play this in my opponent's end phase, and then I could just attack with it during my next turn. For transmutation circles, they all just state what they do. This one sacks a creature and draws 3 cards. They all have different effects. So we won't really go too hard into what they all do. That can maybe be for a different video on how to use them to their kind of fullest potential. But right now we're going to focus on gameplay. So how do you attack is probably your next question. We're going to pretend the battlefield is split up, okay? This side's my opponent. This is mine. I have a creature that can attack, okay? It's been the next turn, summoning sickness is over. I want to attack this. He's got 30 life. If I want to attack him directly, I have to get through his army of creatures first. So what I'll do is I'll burn my creatures, signifying that is attacking. Regale is a 3/4, and I have to select a target. So if he had another creature, I could pick either or. But right now I want to hit the Zephos. So Zephos is a 6/1. So that means our stats are going to trade, okay? So my 3 is going to hit his 1, and his 6 is going to hit my 4. And that's going to make them both, pass 0. So they respectfully would just kill themselves, all right? Now, if my opponent Zephos is burned, meaning it used an effect that would burn it, or it declared an attack last turn, I can then use my Regale to burn an attack into Zephos. And the cool thing about attacking a burned creature is burned creatures can't deal damage back, meaning his 6 can't hit my 4, but my 3 is going to hit that 1 and kill him, meaning my Regale will stay alive. So that's kind of, the cool little thing, the strategic part of, when to attack, when not to attack. Is it better to use a spell to kill the creature than attack it, then I get damage in? And that's kind of the gist of the battle phase. Now, there's a little weird things with flying, but all of that's in the rule book. And if it gets confusing, we could do another video on specifically flying, because that's kind of a video that deserves its own topic. So that is basically the gist of how to summon a creature. If I wanted to play my Darkness Crystal, I could cast it as long as I have priority and it's in my main phase. Again, it's not instant speed. And I would just pick my soul up, summon a creature that would match the darkness attribute. They both got the little pictures and they both say darkness. Play it. Crystal will go to the grave. Every card that does not state that it won't go to the grave after, it's going to go to the grave unless it would have the ability to linger, or if it's a creature that's getting summoned. And then that's it. That's how you summon creatures. You draw every turn. All your phases are draw, unburn, main, combat phase, main 2, end phase, and then you would have the end step, which is if you have more than 5 cards in your hand, well, you got to discard until you need 5. But again, all that's in the rule book. It's all it's all self-explanatory. And that's pretty much it that I could really kind of give as a brief demonstration of how to play it. It's really easy, but it's difficult to master. So, and that's the cool thing about Spells and Magic is anybody can pick it up in a turn or 2, but you really got to build your deck and you really got to know the cards in order to master a game like this.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. First
Absolutely.
is, how do you distinguish that this card is for a black magic, this card is alchemy, this card is for creatures, something like that?
Sure. So I gave you a horrible demonstration because these are manga rares. Okay. So this is the highest rarity of a card.
Oh, okay.
I gave away all my other stuff during giveaways and streams. So I didn't have anything else, but I will show you the difference in a manga rare versus a non-manga rare. And all it is it's just a template change with a boost of foiling. So you've got your standard mythic rare Zephos, non-foil here, just regular Zephos, still an amazing card. And then you've got your manga rare version of it. And this is a 1 per case. So you're only ever going to get 1 manga rare in a case. And it could be any single card in the set. Okay. They all have the potential to come manga rare. For alchemy, I might have alchemy. So that way you can tell, because you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of the, probably not the manga rares, but
is there an icon or a symbol that this
there we go. There's my proxy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So there is greed. So most alchemy cards, they're just red. Okay, that's how you'll know red for an alchemy.
Nice.
Black magic is literally just black. So that's just black magic,
Okay.
just a
So
complete black
the
card.
background. Okay.
And
Yeah,
then white
there.
magic is just white. Now, the reason why you're seeing these completely weird
Yeah.
cards, they're manga rares.
Okay.
So we had them all for photos, and then I gave away all my extra ones. And
Mm-hmm.
I was left with, unfortunately, just manga rares. Poor me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of the difference. You'll see a lot more of these ones than you'll see these ones.
Oh yeah.
But these are the big three. You've got alchemy, black magic, and white magic, and then all creatures. They've got their gray template, and if they're manga rare, then they're just a white template. Same thing as every manga rare.
Yeah. And okay, the second question is, are there all only dragons, or are there humans or creatures, elves,
Oh,
something?
geez, there's
Yeah.
so many cards. So we'll go into some of the archetypes since we're here. We've got the sand kind of archetype. I'm only playing 2 of the sand cards in my deck, but we got Mage of the Sand and Lord of the Sand.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically the head of the sand archetype. And we've got an elf deck. Wait, I think it's in here. Maybe. Monica, is your elf deck in here?
No, I took it apart.
Okay, it's taken apart. So we've got like spirits. So it's like a flying kind of token generated deck. These are all just spirit tokens. I played this deck on stream for like a week straight, I believe. I love the Cemetery
So
Soul
I
deck.
believe that those are like black magic cards, right? Because they have the same border with the ones on the board. You said black, right?
These ones?
Yeah.
These are just tokens, so they just go to a token
Okay.
pile. Like, I guess Magic's a little different for tokens. But for like Yu-Gi-Oh, it just goes to a token deck. Like, you don't have to like show your
Mm-hmm.
opponent all your tokens, but they're there when you generate one. So like a card could say, I don't know, when you summon a spirit, generate a 1/1 flying spirit token. Well, this is the card you would like generate, or
Uh-huh.
you could, put a Pokemon card on
Oh
the
yeah.
field, whatever you would want to signify.
Represents. Yeah.
Yeah, represent the token. But we also print the token in the set just in case people like to stick to just spells magic only.
Okay.
Let me grab some more stuff here. I've got a lot of stuff.
And then if you can see the lamp,
Oh yeah.
I don't know how it works.
The lamps are really cool. So the lamp is a linger stealth. So it's got the 2 keywords. So these are like keywords in Magic where you get trample and haste and all that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a white magic, which would be, I guess this would be the equivalent of an enchantment or a
Uh-huh.
stadium in Pokemon. Best ways I could explain it. So it stays on the field because it has the ability linger. Until it would be removed either by another card or its own card effect. And it has stealth, meaning your opponent cannot target it with card effects. And what Lamp does is it says creatures with 3 or greater attack cannot attack. And if you end up controlling a creature, you have to sacrifice it. So it's a good kind of stall card right now. You play the Lamp. If they don't negate it, well, good luck getting rid of it for a while. And then you're going to fix your hand. And then when you play your creature, the Lamp will just send itself to the grave.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It gets a lot better when burn cards come out, I guess, because with a card like this, you don't really need to play a soul deck. You can just play cards that just burn your opponent over and over again. You don't need to summon creatures because you're never going to take, damage unless, a Cemetery Soul or something small comes out. We've got more worm cards here. We've got Anubis and Worm of the Sand, just, little pieces. Anubis is an amazing piece because it tutors out any of your sand cards you want during your end phase. We've got, I think some elf stuff here. Yeah, we've got Queen of the Melody Elves, Warrior, Archer, Assassin, and Shaman. I think that's it. And Samurai. Okay. I don't think they play these 2 in elf decks. I think these are the main ones. But yeah, that's the elf kind of archetype. The elf deck is really cool because there is a 2-card combo with the elf, and all you need is the Transmutation Circle Gluttony, and I think a Sound Crystal would do it. And you basically get all 4 of these guys out, and they become huge. like huge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit of the elf deck there.
Okay, so the elves have their own
Yep.
crystal, correct?
They have a sound crystal. Yeah. Let me show you that.
Uh-huh. So that
Because
means you can have different kinds of crystals as long as you have the creatures that you requires that, right?
yeah, absolutely. As
Mm,
long so the crystals summon the element. So let's say Pokemon was summoned by you could summon Charizard with Fire Crystal, right? Because he's a
yeah,
fire Pokemon. It's
correct.
the exact same concept here. So there would be our sound crystal. And if you look, all of the elves
Yeah.
match the sound element, and it could tutor any of them out. There's other ways to summon. Obviously, there's cards that specifically summon elves, but the crystals are the most generic way to tutor any creature
Yeah.
you want out.
It's like
Um,
mana, yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's
But
it's
but it doesn't
specific.
have the number of manas like you need three manas, but just
No.
one can summon them. Okay.
Yeah, so you could pick any one, but only one, right? You can't just
Yep.
summon them all. But I mean, you summon this one, and then this one, summons another one, and that's kind of how the elves work. They all play by working as a team and then pumping everybody up on the field at the end of it.
Yep. Okay. So there are two kinds of resources will be crystals for creatures, dragons,
Yep,
lamps, and then there's a another one which is blood that
correct. Yep.
summons your black cards, right? The
Yep.
magic cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your black magic
So
stuff.
yeah. Okay.
What else do we got? I guess we have a little bit of demons. I've got 3 demons I can showcase. These are actually from the starter decks. I don't think I've showcased them anywhere other than the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody has covered them.
Maybe if you can see the strongest card, maybe you can show us.
Absolutely. I do have the boss monster, the demon, and he is strong. He is a strong guy.
So, but you can have like a combo of cards and then that can kill that demon, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for
Mm,
sure. Okay, so here
okay.
are just some of the cards from contract with the demons. So we've got, so we'll do it this way. We've got the boss monster. He's got a lot of text on him. He is Asmodius, King of the Fallen. So what Asmodius does is he's got 3 keywords. He has Rebirth, Overwhelm, and Eradicator.
Mm-hmm.
What these cards do, or what these abilities do, is a Rebirth says when this card would die, you exile it, and then
Okay.
you can pay 2 blood to bring it back to the field,
Wow.
but it will bury itself in exile when it dies again, so you won't be able to do
Oh
it.
yeah.
It's very similar to like the tribal dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Overwhelm. If you played Magic, it's Trample. If you played Yu-Gi-Oh, it's Piercing Battle Damage. It just
Uh-huh.
It just deals the extra damage that would be left over from their defense
Yeah.
to the opponent's life. And Eradicator. So when this card attacks, even if the attack doesn't go through, your opponent sacrifices a card they control, whether it's in their hand or on their field. He's very good.
It's like dominate in Flesh and Blood, I
He,
think.
yeah, exactly. Or Annihilator in Magic.
Mm-hmm.
So it is crazy. So Conjurer is kind of like the tutor. When you summon him, you can pay 2 blood to just summon any demon, or no, you pay blood equal to the demon's
Mm-hmm.
attack. So
Oh,
I can summon Conjurer, and then because Asmodeus is a 4 blood, I could pay 4 blood and summon him, and then have them both.
yeah.
So this guy
Wow.
you usually want to kill as soon as they summon it.
Yeah.
And then we've got Legion. Legion is amazing because during every one of your end phases, he creates a copy of himself. And
Oh
then
my
if you
goodness.
kill the original copy, the copies can make copies of themselves, but they can only do it once per turn. So you can't just like have 10 legions and then all of them clone into 20.
Mm-hmm.
You can only declare one of the legions. So if they negate the one you declared, the other ones won't be able to activate.
There's
And then,
there's a card in Magic like Swarm.
yeah, well, there's
Oh man, that goes to hundreds of cards. That
yeah.
oh man.
Well, he is based off of Pack Rat from Magic.
Uh-huh. So yeah.
And then we've got summoning spells for the demons. There's a couple more too. The demon deck is a really promising deck. The fairies haven't really been spoiled yet. I think we spoiled one. I think it was Gwelian, Fairy of the Lamp, and
Mhm.
she's holding the lamp, which is kind of like a cool little thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the
So the
demons.
demon requires more on the blood, right?
The demons, yeah, they pay a hefty cost on the blood, but
Yeah.
they all the starter decks come with this card, which is called Blood Dance. And if anybody in here has watched my streams, they know that this card will probably randomly steal the game away from you or for you.
Mhm.
So this is a white magic. You just gain 5 life and you draw a card. That's it. It has 0 downfall.
Gain 5 lives. Okay.
So
Draw a
gain
card.
5 blood. So yeah, so
Mm.
usually you're at like 2 blood. You're like, no, I just need a few more, and you finally draw this card. You're back up at 7, and you draw an extra card. And then usually what happens is you draw into more draw cards, and you just spiral your way into killing your opponent
Mm.
with it.
You need to put that on the exile after.
Well, this card can't come back. There's no current way
Can
to
come
bring it
back.
back.
Okay, that's
No
good. Just
no
once.
current way. Well,
Okay.
you can play 2. You can play
Two.
2. The card is very good though.
Yeah.
And then I guess we've got some like random water cards in here. I've only got the print to play doc printed off right now. So you got like a couple of extra. Oh, that's not even a water target, that's an earth target. So you got this card. It's not a great card. Just Leviathan. It's huge. It's an 8/8, but it can't attack or defend. So
Mhm.
it's just a wall basically. We got this little guy. It has no effect, it's just
Mm.
a turtle made of rock. That's it.
So they need water crystal, right?
So this one would need water, and this one actually is an earth creature, so it would just
Oh,
take an
earth.
earth. Yeah, I'd take earth crystal.
Okay.
And I think that's like the majority of the stuff I have for print to play. I guess we have all the alchemy circles. We've got greed, sloth, pride, lust. That's another lust. Gluttony and wrath. That's 6, and envy. So these are actually really cool. These went through like many different illustrations. So we've got envy, wrath, gluttony, lust, pride, sloth, and greed.
Mm-hmm.
They all kind of have like their similar themes, but all of them are done in this kind of sanctuary. And there is an artwork of all of the alchemy circles together. But you can kind of see them all going around each other. So they've all got their unique effects. The best ones I want to say are greed, wrath, gluttony, and some people are playing envy now. And what blows my mind out of like these 4 being played is in our original 2017 beta testing, it was only ever this card being played. Nobody touched the other ones. They only just wanted to draw. But now we're seeing people kind of experiment with stuff and just test everything. Like even people who are playing sloth, to be able to just negate like the demon combo card, and then what this card does, it negates a card on the field, and then that card cannot activate for the rest of the game. They can't play that card, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's for the demons. Yeah, correct.
yeah,
Wow.
so you would just hit the big guy and you're like, there
Yep.
you go. Now you suck.
That's void.
Yeah, so it's a really good sideboard card.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, out of all of them though, greed is probably the best because it draws 3 cards. And it's really powerful with a card like a Volcanic Blossom,
Mm-hmm.
which is a really neat card. So what this card is it's a white magic linger, and it turns itself into a creature when you play it. So it just becomes a magic creature that's a 0/1, does nothing else, can't attack or nothing. And when it dies, you get to draw a card.
Oh,
so
okay.
The cool thing about it is you can go play Blossom, and then you can play Greed and sack Blossom, and then draw 3, and then you get to draw another one off Blossom. So you drew 4 cards off of these 2. So it's really neat. There's a lot of cool combos and little things you can do in spells for sure.
Okay. Nice. So okay, so we have two decks, and then we have an exile. Do you call it exile or what?
We do.
Some
So we
other
have graveyard and exile.
graveyard and exile. Okay,
Yeah,
and four. So there are four parts on the arena, correct? And a battlefield.
correct. Yeah, 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 exactly.
Okay. And you can mix everything, all the cards, as long as you have the resources, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, some of the cards will lock you into certain stuff. We didn't. I didn't show you them. The Cemetery Souls. They're an excellent example of locking you into just Cemetery Souls for the turn. Same with the Elves. The Elves do that too. Let me find them. I've got them all here.
Yeah, and then two
Yeah.
two cards per playset, right?
Yeah, 2 is a playset.
Yeah, on all cards, correct?
Everything except for Alchemy. Alchemy is a one of. You're
Oh,
only
one.
allowed
Okay,
one
got it.
Alchemy.
Okay. And how many cards in a deck?
So it's 30 in the Magic, no more, no less. And it is 15 or less in the Soul deck.
Soul deck.
And you're allowed 15 or less in the sideboard.
Okay.
Or not 15, 10 or less, my bad. I don't know why I said 15. I'm used to other games.
And do you have different formats like constructed and then blitz, or just this one?
So we've got 2 current formats besides what do we call it? Besides like a drafting kind of format, which you can draft any set. We've got Eternal and Evolve, and it's the equivalent of Modern and Standard. So Eternal is going to be a non-rotational format, and Standard will be a rotational format that will rotate out older sets and allow people to kind of play with fresher decks, where Eternal will be more of a collector's kind of format where people will, keep all their cards in the same pool forever, basically. So I guess it would be more like Legacy than Modern.
Okay.
These are the Cemetery Souls as well. Excellent archetype. Basically, they are flying little guys that just bring each other back. This guy can reanimate black magic, so you can play Cancel and Hexplate multiple times from the grave with it. This guy brings back from grave or exile. This guy is your tutor, so he summons any of the guys out and triggers this guy. This guy's your removal, and this one's your protection. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with the Cemetery Souls. And mixing these with the dragons turned out to be the most skilled deck of the championship. It made up, I believe, like 22% of the championship was a variation of this and Tribal Dragons.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Really interesting game, and I think this game is fast game, right?
It's not
How many
actually.
minutes? How many minutes?
So we've seen a lot of people going into time, which is 50 minutes for a match.
50. That's a
5-0,
max?
yeah.
Max or average?
So it depends, right? If I'm playing a fast deck, then I'm either going to get stomped fast or I'm going to die fast. If I'm playing a control deck, which is, just pure Tribal Dragon, it's going to be about 25 minutes a game. But on average, you're going to take out of a match about 40 minutes, which is
40.
It's a decent time for a match for sure.
Yes. Nice. Okay. All right. So I guess for now I don't have any questions because I don't have the cards. I have no chance to play yet. And then I can give you the link of the video in the description, guys. You can watch it because I believe that Spells of Magic have a long video that you can learn how to play, and someone
9 hours.
Is that a tournament? Right?
Yeah, so it was the Grand Championship, and it was prize supported. And we had a lot of people kind of come and watch it. And yeah, it was a 9-hour event, guys. We were tired, but it was awesome.
So you could just watch every game in there. Okay. So Christian, can you invite the viewers to the Kickstarter and other products that you have?
Absolutely. So, guys, we've got like 70 hours left of the Kickstarter. That's like 3 days left. So, if you guys want your Kickstarter only project or Kickstarter only product, please check out the Kickstarter. Give it at least a read through and see if it's for you. You know, we've got Patreon too. If you guys want to get cards in the next few weeks, Patreon's the way to go. Our Discord, it's booming. We've got people in there active all the time. We have like 1,000 different channels in there, from auction house to voice chat to tournament talk to just whatever you guys want to talk about. It's all in there. We've got our Facebook page, we post everything, and Instagram, Twitter, everything's there, man. You guys can literally get your fix on any platform for Spells of Magic.
And then if you want to get to know more about Christian, we have an interview of previous videos, and I gotta put it in the link down below. And whatever Christian said, I gotta put all the links in the description. Okay.
Oh, my
So
bad.
yeah, don't forget to support Spells of Magic on Kickstarter and join the Discord community and other communities that they have. And thanks for watching, everyone. Uh, Please learn more about the game, research, know more about the creator, community, and everything before you back. And this game will change probably the history of Canada, TCG.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, man.
Yeah. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Christian.
See ya.